The activewear market is literally a $400 million plus monster, and I just found a new brand in this space on Shopify that's doing some very smart things. So we're going to dissect some data, some trends, and I'm even going to show you how you can source products like this so that you could start your own business in this massive niche. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. First of all, I do got the GOAT of this market, Lululemon, pulled up because I want to compare and contrast with what I'm about to show you. But the brand that I'm speaking about is called Octa. And my girlfriend actually showed me this brand yesterday. She told me everybody's talking about it. And I've never seen it before, which is one of the most amazing things about ecom. As somebody who literally tries to every single day research and study the ecom landscape, I still didn't even know about this brand. So first and foremost, the activewear niche, as you see, is valued at over $400 billion, and that was in 2024. In the next decade, it's projected to reach nearly $1 trillion, so $742 billion, which is unbelievable. That's actually such an insane growth trajectory and just overall market size. Like, it really is unbelievable. Now, when I first took a look at this brand, the first thing that stood out to me is that they're actually not getting that much traffic. So, at least from my perspective, they're not actually as big as I initially thought. However, they're doing some things that are really unique, and I think that's what's making them stand out in this massive competitive market. And that's a really good thing that you can note. So first and foremost, we can see that they're getting about 37,000 monthly visitors, 40,000 monthly visitors. This is, of course, going to go up through the holiday season, but let's just compare that with Lululemon, which is not a fair comparison, but it's just for fun. They're getting about 32 million monthly visitors. And as you see, their monthly traffic is actually rising more and more, which is kind of interesting because if we take a look at their stock price, we can see that it's actually gone down through that time, which if you're an investor, this is not financial advice, but this kind of shows a little bit of a discrepancy between the overall market sentiment versus the real tangible data that we can gather from them. So this could be a really good stock buy, actually. But yeah, they're worth $20 billion. So they have a pretty good chunk of this market. But this specific brand, as you see, one of the interesting things about them is that they have just very unique prints. That's kind of what it is, right? They have this one model that she's kind of the most, it's very congruent. They use like kind of the same models. And as you see, they tie in these, sort of like classy vibes to it, like a cardigan. I've never really seen anybody sell a cardigan as an activewear brand. So if we take a look actually here and we try to filter by bestsellers, so collections, let me see. Let me just go to activewear. We'll just click on their homepage and go to the bestsellers category. Okay. So here we go. New releases. So these are all new releases, and they're all really interesting prints, which really stand out. And we're going to dissect a little bit of that in just a second, because if you have unique looking products, that actually gives you an advantage when you run ads, which they do run ads. They don't run a lot of ads. They only have 2 active ads, actually, which in my opinion is a big missed opportunity for a brand like this. I have an agency, though, I'm biased, where we run ads. It's called Akemi, and we run meta ads for brands, Google ads, TikTok ads. But I also do them for my own stores, right? So we have an incubator as well, where we've been building up our own brands. And one of those brands, we're running about 100 different active ads right now, and it's doing about 200K plus per month. So running more ads does get you more customers. And of course, they might be doing those numbers as well with very minimal ads, so they might be more profitable. But still, with a brand like this, since you have people returning over and over again, buying more and more, it is a good idea to run more ads because you're going to reach new customer segments, and those people are likely to come back over and over again. It's possible that they're running more TikTok ads because I see this video has a lot of likes. It has, like over 100,000 views, and you see people are very obsessed with this. So yeah, I'm obsessed. Give it all to me. Deeply obsessed. Please restock. These clothes are actually the cutest. So people, they really, really hit it big with this sort of print. I guess nobody has really seen anything like that before. And I love to see these small little innovations. And it's why I'm trying my best to, if you're new here, to continuously do research on these brands and new things out there, whether it's with investing or whether it's with e-commerce. I'm just personally very into doing the research. And I think if I do it every day, it just, it's going to continue to compound over time. And I've been seeing that very much so in some of the businesses that I'm running. So I urge you guys to do the same, or just continue to follow my channel. Interestingly enough, they do have a YouTube channel, but it's super old. So I think this brand has been around for a very long time. So this isn't an overnight success by any means. So, it's probably taking them so many iterations to start seeing this like inflection point that they're going through right now with this new print. And it's a very interesting thing, because sometimes I guess that's really all it takes, is just come out with a new product that has a more viral buzz. And in this case, they really hit it big with this bra, apparently, this print. It's, at least on TikTok, it seems to be the case, and they're reposting all of that to Instagram, I believe. So if we take a look at their Instagram is actually huge. This is where they mainly post. And as you see, they're posting a lot. They get a lot of traffic, a lot of views. So hold on, my computer's like dying right now. So yeah, you can see they're reposting a lot of that same content. That's this very interesting aesthetic to them, which you can learn a lot about. Like, let's see this video, for example. Okay, they actually hide. This is the same video that we just watched on TikTok, but they actually hide the likes on this one. You see, people are loving it, though. Interestingly enough, they're not responding to any of the comments, which I think they probably just missed them, and I totally get it. But man, that's an easy solution. I actually looked up on the Facebook AI comment analysis tool on smartreply.io, which is absolutely free to use. They have a pretty bad rating on their comment replies, and they do kind of get a lot of negative comments, but they're not like genuinely negative comments. It's just people are not getting answers to their questions. So people naturally get pretty upset when that happens. And that's actually what Smart Reply allows you to do, is just put in a customer service agent that responds to everything 24/7. And like, the beautiful thing about Shopify is that it's 24/7 on, right? Like, you can get customers 24/7. It's not like a physical retail location. So naturally, you will need 24/7 customer support if you want to keep your customers happy and you want to maximize each customer interaction, whether it's, a DM, an email, or whether, again, it's just a simple comment on your post. Now, the great thing about this niche, and the reason why I really like this brand, is because, like I just said, right, they're in this super competitive niche. They built up a large community, so of course they've worked really hard to do that. But it does seem like they're going through an inflection point due to just the creativity that they put into this specific collection. And again, this is all at a glance, right? I'm not studying this brand for, hours upon hours. My girlfriend literally just showed me this last night, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just investigate it via a video. But that's what's sparking, that's what's standing out to me right now. It's just this specific design. So what that means is that you can do the same with your creativity, right? You could perhaps take a winning product, something like this that, costs $20. These are very trending. This is on Alibaba. And I'll tell you kind of how you can actually build a business with this. But, for example, these pants, these look very cool. This style is kind of trendy. And maybe the move is just to create that same pattern design, this sort of like striped pattern. Maybe it's just becoming more popular and standing out. So that's one easy thing that you could do. I would suggest either contacting, of course, the suppliers themselves, but what I would actually do is go through a platform like TeamDrop. So we have a platform called ShoppyLab.ai. I do talk about it a decent amount. I'm not going to talk about it right now because some of you guys get mad at me when I do. But it's a free platform, actually. It does have some paid tools, a lot of research tools that would otherwise cost $400 plus. We provide them for a fraction of that price. But you can actually also use the platform for absolutely free if you don't want to use the paid tools. And one of the free tools that we have here is the ShoppyLab sourcing tab. So here you can go to TeamDrop and you can actually get a free account on TeamDrop and get priority agent access. So you can literally talk to a sourcing agent through the WhatsApp button here. After you go through that process, it's all free, and they can help you curate a collection, curate a particular product that you want, maybe, do different designs for a product. Of course, the more customization you do to different products, the more minimum order, the more inventory you're going to have to order. but it's a hack to be able to order inventory actually to a Chinese 3PL, so a third-party fulfillment warehouse, because then you can actually ship globally. So anyways, but even on TeamDrop itself, like if we do a little bit of product research here on 1688, which is a Chinese platform, so a lot of these products have not made it to the US, we can see there's actually already some pretty interesting products that I've never, that just look really nice. Like this looks like a really cool set. And I love, for example, the double zippers. I think that's super cool. Just like a zipper at the top, a zipper at the bottom. And yeah, it looks very high quality. And for $29 for the whole set, that's not bad. I mean, let's take a look at what these guys charge, and then we'll look at Lululemon super quick. So let's take a look at just leggings, or let's just click shop all. So let's say a top, so this one's 70, and then the bottom is 70. So 140 for, a top and bottom, and you can source it for quite cheap. Now, on Lululemon, we know that it's going to be even crazier. So let's take a look at some of this stuff. So let's just go look. So yeah, 148 for just the bottoms, and then 138 for the tops. That's so insane. So almost $300 for a top and a bottom. And believe it or not, the quality is good, but it's not incredibly good. I believe they don't even really use, I'm pretty sure they use polyester for a lot of their fabrics. Let me take a look. So if we take a closer look here, we can see high-rise product features, material, and care. Yeah, it's 86% polyester. So yeah, that's pretty insane, right? That's pretty insane. There's a huge thing against polyester these days, but of course it's a lot more breathable. So actually, I think it's less breathable. I don't even know, honestly. I'm not a huge expert in materials and things of that nature, but I believe right now a lot of people are beginning to go against this polyester trend, where a lot of clothes are made out of polyester, a lot of microplastics are in polyester. People want more natural solutions. But nevertheless, people are still shopping like crazy on Lululemon. Like I said, we can see the truth through their traffic distribution. But nevertheless, yeah, this brand was just interesting. I don't want to yap about this market too long. I think I showed you everything you need to know. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you've heard of this brand before. And also let me know any brands that you want me to do a deep dive on, or any particular videos you want me to talk about. I know I mentioned, we're doing pretty well in e-com right now. I'm constantly launching new stores, but I always want to continue to help you guys. And I don't want you to think that I'm only here to sell my software, which I would love for you guys to use. But like I said, this stuff is free. You can do all this research that I just did for free, and you can start talking to suppliers for free. You can source and ship for free. You can start a Shopify store for $1 a month. So it's not really going to cost you anything. And you could take inspiration from some of these other brands that we cover to get unique creative ideas to stand out and differentiate yourself in these big markets. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.